April the 2nd. I start this journal on the third week of confinement. Now that the word pandemic has been said, I thought it might be interesting to hold a kind of logbook. I don't really know what to write yet, nor how it will organize itself, but I own myself a try. My name is V. I'm 26, and I'm a young artist on sale. At the moment, a new virus from the aggressive kind had evolved from animal contamination to humans. A so-called lad may had had a pangolin soup which was already contaminated by a bat bite in a fish marketplace in Wuhan, China. And no, it ain't in the Z-movie script, but the breaking news we've all been fueled with to explain the contamination of billions of people and the death of thousands. In China, the epidemic has been running since January. In France, the government has declared the confinement state since March. In England, Boris Johnson continued an abusive and provocative handshake mania to prove that we don't need to be afraid of the virus. And Trump accuses China of economic terrorism. What a day! In my country, we've been hiding for 3 weeks now. People have found themselves badly isolated and the country is stopped at every level and locked down. Strange sensation and strange condition for most of the population. France struggled to submit at the beginning, but the confinement starts to be taken seriously. We've seen some cities sterilize their squares and benches. People selling things from behind plastic confessionals to mask and glove customers. We've learned to stand to 1 meter from one another and systematically cough in our elbow. And it seems that French population finally starts to understand what washing hands truly means. Every supermarket shopping has become a meticulously prepared and organized ritual that makes the food bought taste even better than before. Planes are gone from the sky, and only a few cars can be heard. It appears that the cities are frozen by the absence of their inhabitants in the streets. Going out for walking your dog or running is only authorized for an hour in a district of a single kilometer around your house or flat. City dwellers from all over the globe have started to applaud the caregivers every evening at 8. Hospitals are overtaken, beds in reanimation overcrowded, and the workers more and more exhausted every day get quickly infected. The nice result of years of public services restrictions held by the last 3 governments. It seems that we're all dying from asphyxia. Anyways, time has stopped, but Earth is still turning around the sun. Spring is blowing with scents and colors. Birds are filling the air, and it's sunny at last. I think of other places where ice and snow are slowly melting. Here, in the countryside, we have a bit of respite. There is space and company. My 2 folks, my cats, the horses, sheep and cows, and the multiple birds, insects, reptiles and batrachians living in the garden and the fields all over. The farmers and wine growers continue on working, so here most of the normal life is still on, but it seems to flow slowly, like when you're sailing at the sea. The sudden decrease of the things cool me down. My fucked up brain is at ease and find a new inner peace in this switched-off world. The air is fresher, and I breathe better. Society is too busy hiding itself behind closed doors for me to feel its loose tightening. April the 3rd. The place where from I write these lines prints itself by reflex on the top of the page. I already noticed it yesterday. Vertu. Like if I could be elsewhere. Like everyone at the moment, I hold on to the place I stand on, in a never-ending 1, 2, 3 soleil game. Here it has been all quiet again today. I started to harvest wild plants again. Not missing the season is important to me. Life goes on and nature won't wait. I still got other plants to find in order to rebuild my herbal storage I had to give up when I left Strasbourg. Thinking of this house move still sore, but I tell myself that I am way better confined here than I could have been alone in my flat in the most violent cluster of the country, which doesn't stop me to worry for all those I know there. April the 8th. I keep working on, like I have always done. The pandemic won't stop me creating, and I hold on to my old routine. Tea, bodywork, dance, then plastic work in the afternoon, and finally music and writing in the evening. At the moment, I'm obsessed with a photo series I have done with roots, and I might start to glimpse what it could look like once completely done. I also spent 3 days on making my first cyanotypes. Playing the chemist apprentice provides me with childish joy. The process, even though simple in appearance, is interesting. There is something terribly poetic in the observation of the birth of a picture in a developing bath. April the 9th. Social life has now been transposed on social media and numeric devices. This is the new way of spending time together without touching each other and taking risks. Like every species, we adapt or we die. Our family in Spain and Tunisia is safe for now. On the other hand, a dear friend and former lover of mine is fighting hard with the virus as I write these lines. Hold on, please. Keep fighting. Keep breathing. Beat that bastard away. On last Sunday's Eve, I had a long drinking time with 2 friends of mine in New York. One of them was on tour with an orchestra when the pandemic struck the US, and they were directly repatriated to NYC. The other one is still studying, but from the internet now. Quite strange when your artistic practice is a live one. In the city, the population is badly hit. A person dies every 2 minutes, and the Afro-American community is on the front line. The mass war has been declared. China produces, sends to Italy, whom gets robbed by Czech Republic. China sends to France, whom gets its stock rebuy on the tarmac by the US. Then France has used the same ugly trick to rebuy the ones sent to Sweden. It's a nice capitalist world. Na, 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 na. Add to that the global scam on breathers, hydroalcoholic gel, and other primary medical supplies, as well as in France, for instance, false policemen taking money from the people going out without certifications or homeless. This world disgusts me. April the 10th. Tonight I feel light and I want to enjoy it, like a fresh breeze on this heavy environment. Because even if, thanks to my localization in the lovely countryside and my temper, I clearly am among the privileged ones in the story still gets to me. And it hurts. I hear it, and I feel it. And I'm trying to do my best to preserve myself mentally. I had a phone call a few days ago from my former school. The research group I was studying with offered me to join them on a numeric exhibition held on Discord. My friend Lola has been invited as well, and we have decided to work together on a common artwork. The idea of working along with her, like before, even though the distance, like nowadays, pleases me a lot. And I feel safe to go back on a project with this cool as she is with me. The wild boar seems to have a field day under my window, rummaging about in the mud and grass, snoring with the nose on the ground. No one to bother them. Gosh, they are loud. I feel like I can feel their muscles exhaling on my skin. April the 20th. I needed a break after the exhibition. Even if I was okay with the work presented, I needed digestion of the event. Too much drama in this. And my best friend Nicholas may be infected. I wasn't comfortable writing afterwards, so I helped my mother sewing hundreds of masks for the caregivers and drugstores around. On the other hand, creativity and ideas are blooming wildly in me. I have almost too many. I need to organize myself in order not to lose them and fulfill them. If I don't, I fear to get lost on the way and unprogress. I need to do sports and dance again. What kind of dancer am I if I don't dance in this time? I got softer on it the past 3 weeks, and I feel I'm losing my mind. I need to dance and sing. I would love to be alone, just 1 hour, where I could really be on my own and I can scream and dance and sing out loud in the living room. But I have to do it in my bedroom for now. I hear a car in the distance. Why are there always cars driving in the middle of the night? April the 23rd. I slowly feel the tensions leaving my muscles and my stomach. Nicholas had the results of the test and they are negative. Such a relief. When he told us participation on the exhibition day, I cried. All the stress and anxiety of the situation we are living in just flew off of me in unstoppable river. I was scared, damned scared, and my anger went out. Anger against this teacher whose first thought was, how are we gonna do the show without our technician, regardless of Nicholas' health? Anger against cruel budget cut down and great garage sale of the public services, which are responsible of making the caregivers to choose between whom shall live or die in the overcrowded and under-equipped hospital areas dedicated to the virus. Anger against the government and his insidious corruption. Anger against the sale of our country on the altar of the CAC 40. Anger against the rise of the food prices and first need supplies in a moment like this where people can't go to work and are less paid, if even they are. Anger against leading-edge technology and the sale of our numeric data to corporations, selling us apps to watch the progression of the virus and his hosts, leading us directly to an oppressive and overwatching world. Anger against social issues and inequalities which put poor and immigrants on the front line of the pandemic's victims. Anger because it's always the same that bleeds. And anger for the Earth because today is fucking Earth Day. And the cause seems so lost that the people, whoever can change the situation, don't give a shit at all and go on their despise. That we are forced to create a shitty hashtag and add a commemorative day for our planet on a fucking calendar. Anger because Russia has decided that every infected person will be forced to wear an electronic bracelet, like the former inmates that are released into society. In France and Germany, they offer a volunteering connection on smartphone to track it down. I am angry. I am angry. I am angry and I'm angry against human stupidity. And anger for the Earth because today's fucking Earth Day. And the cause seems so lost that the people, whoever can change the situation, don't give a shit at all and go on with their despise. I am angry. But we are forced to create a shitty hashtag and add a commemorative day for our planet first need supplies. Anger against this anger against Russia has decided anger for the Earth because today's fucking Earth leading edge technology has swallowed the makes that whoever can change the situation don't give a shit at all and go on with their disease. We offer volunteer leading us directly to create a shitty hashtag and add a commemorative day angry against social inequalities which put poor and immigrants and wake up in Russia society all sweaty and stinging anger and lived with bracelet like that foreign inmates that are living would have loved to great anger. But I heard her face ran equation of two and offer voluntary. They will wake up in the sun, all sweaty and stinky of anxiety. I am angry against humans. We are facing an equation with two millions anger against the rise of the food services, anger against leading edge technology and the sale of data to corporations. But I hope that it is absent the progression of the virus. It's will wake up leading us directly to sweaty and overwatching anxiety, even the anger against social inequality. I would have loved more myself. April the 24th, heal lies the apps and we are forced to create a shitty hashtag leading us directly to pressing and overwatching. Anger against social issues and inequalities which support angry and angry and I'm angry and I'm angry and I'm angry. angry and I'm angry. A friend angry. You offer I have ever connection. I would have loved to have written it. I am angry. April the 23rd. I am angry. I am angry and I am angry against human stupidity. I would have loved to have written April the 23rd. Here lies the earth and our freedom. But I hope that it is all a nightmare. That I will wake up someday, somewhere, all sweaty and stinky of anxiety, but relieved to discover it was all a bad dream and that something else awaits outside. We're facing an equation with too many unknown. And it reeks.
Down in London town to go with the record selection and the mirror's reflection. I'm a dancing with myself when there's no one else inside. In the crowded lonely night. Well, I wait so long for my love vibration, and I'm dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. When there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, I'm dancing with myself. Every type of girl, but your empty eyes seem to pass me by. Leave me dancing on with myself. So let's sink another drink, cause it'll give me time to think. If I had a chance, I'd ask a woman to dance, and I'll be dancing on with myself. Dancing on with myself. Dancing on with myself. When there's nothing to lose, so there's nothing to prove, and I'm dancing on with myself. Another drink, cause it'll give me time to think. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance, and I'll be dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself.